some hate it. They won't like my opinion. They say it's overrated. And choose 1 through 10, or it's A to Z. You good on any list, long as it come from me. This is a disclaimer and not a guarantee. My highly rated opinion make perfect sense to me. It's the perfect sense. The perfect sense. My highly rated opinion make perfect sense to me.
Welcome back here on Perfect Sense. I want to thank everybody who has come here before, and I want to thank everybody, even if this is your first time. I want you to make sure that you subscribe, like, and share this content. It's a beautiful thing. So previously we shot quite a few videos, but we released a couple of videos, and thus far, I think it's 3 to be exact, but thus far, we've done a lot off of Twan's top 10 list. So those videos are gonna be coming to you through different segments, but also I wanna bring to you relationship advice. Relationship advice is not just for men, it is also for women. Communication takes 2 parties. Remember the old saying, what they say? It takes 2 to tango. So we're gonna go ahead and set the mood. Always get you something that's, safety conscious, and I use this kind of lighter for my candles. Look at that. Such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing. No problem whatsoever. All right, now that we got the mood set, I want to invite you all to come on in and get cozy, because these are tips for your relationship. We're going to talk about things that men and women could use, a couple of things that I do and I implement myself. And I thank you for tuning in. Let's get right to the video. The show is brought to you by and sponsored by Billion Brothers. You have quality, handcrafted leather bags, one for any occasion. I got one myself. So, how many of you get up in the morning and start your day? You start your day, not all of you obviously, but do you really start your day? Sometimes the greeting in the morning, the smile, the hug, the kiss, I hate to say kiss goodbye, but the kiss so that you can deal with the day. Or maybe you're going to meet someone, brunch, dinner, whatever the case may be, you get one chance to make a first impression. So communication is key to everything, and setting someone up to receive your energy has a lot to do with your greeting. I know you know this person, or you may have seen this person before, but even if it's a new day or a new moment, it's still a first impression. So remember to greet each other with love and respect, and also set them up for your energy. So be excited to see them. Set the tone. And number 2 on my list is going to be compromise. There's a lot of compromise out there, and you don't want to be one-sided in your relationships, no matter what relationship it is, with compromising. Compromising can be just as simple as saying, you're right, it's okay, I'll do it your way this time. So in compromise, it has to be a 2-way street. It's got to go both ways. So we have a lot of miscommunication when we fail to compromise. A relationship is just one big compromise. There's blended families. You are also taking someone on for life, or maybe not for life, maybe for that moment. Maybe you're going where they want to go or doing what they want to do. But whether you like it or not, the best way to communicate effectively is through compromise. Don't be so hard-headed. Number 3 on my list, especially for those married couples, acknowledgement. And acknowledgement works. And for my lineage, my grandparents were together for 74 years. And then my mom and dad are together for 43. I've been married for 12, with my wife for 13. So you can say I'm somewhat of an experienced person with relationship advice. So communication and acknowledgement. What is acknowledgement? A lot of people don't know that it can be just as simple as agreeing or saying, I understand. A lot of times when we're talking to our significant other or other people, they're so focused on being heard that they don't even know if they're right. They think they're right, because they're not being heard or there's a breakdown in communication. Sometimes it would take you or them to just say, I hear you, I understand. Sometimes you have to focus on what they're doing and where they are at that time. The fourth on the list is going to be always consider the impact. Have someone ever done something and it affected you? You didn't know how it was going to affect you, and you may not even known that it did affect you or it was going to affect you, but it did. So on your responsible side, you have to affect change and considering the impact that you're going to make when you make decisions. Because a lot of people out here do things for selfish reasons, but communication just doesn't lie face to face. Communications is actions, and that's on and off the household, the relationship. So whether you're outside, whether you're inside, whether you're at the office, what you do says a lot to the person that you're with. So you always have to consider the impact. Don't make a decision that's going to affect someone else for selfish reasons without considering the impact. Number 5 is going to be body language. So if I'm talking to you, or your significant other's talking to you, or it could be a boss, it could be, well, some people don't like the term boss, but it can be a supervisor, or your job, manager. If someone is having a conversation with you and your body language is off, you're looking at your phone, your arm is folded, you got your head tilted, you're rolling your eyes. Body language is 2/3 communication. I can tell you exactly when I'm wasting my breath, because if you're not there to receive, then it's no point in having a conversation. So when someone is engaging with you, make sure that your body language is not off so that you don't throw them off, because that's communication without even speaking. Number 6, eye contact. Look at them. Eye contact. You must keep eye contact. Now, I'm not saying stare them down. Don't give them the 1,000-yard death stare. You know, don't try to intimidate someone. But eye contact is crucial. When you're talking to someone, you want to make sure that person is with you at that time, that you have their undivided attention. And sometimes something as simple as eye contact can let that person know that, hey, I'm right here, I'm focused, I got you. So remember to maintain that eye contact, because anyone looking down, around, up, they don't want to hear what you have to say. Maybe they haven't been taught the finer points of communication. Eye contact is very, very, very crucial. Number 7 on my list is going to be problem resolution. We have a lot of issues with problem resolution because there's a lot of people who are just not willing to compromise, or they want to be heard, or some people like to argue. In order to have a lasting and healthy relationship, you have to have problem resolution. Sometimes the resolution to the problem is revisiting. Sometimes it may not be revisiting. Sometimes it may just be complete compromise. But whatever you have to do to have a lasting, sustaining, loving, brotherly, motherly, lovingly relationship, depending on who it is, it really doesn't matter. But you're gonna have to problem solve. You're gonna have to have that resolution. So it's gonna take a little more work than usual, because problem resolution is not something that a lot of people are taught in their household, depending on how they're raised, or whether they see healthy relationships as an example, or whether they just have social issues themselves. They may not have a problem resolution. Problem resolution for them may be walking away. And if that's what they have to do, that's what they have to do. But you should never leave anything undone. You should find a resolution to the problem. Number 8 on my list is going to be quiet time. A lot of people like to call this quality time, quiet time, however you want to put it. It can be walking the dog, reading a book together, watching a movie, going to dinner, even though there may be a little dinner noise depending on where you go. But you can look at each other, you can talk to each other, you can have that downtime. Put the phones away, put everything else to the side. If you're gonna do something together, do it. Don't let anything get in your way. That helps build quality relationships. Having that quiet time together. I know me and my wife have a lot of quiet time together. Sometimes the first hour when I come into the house, because she's had so much on her chest to say. And me being the loving husband that I am, I decide to listen. I'm not one of those, oh, give me an hour. Because I know if I take that hour sometimes, I might be asleep. But that's also compromise. But having that quiet time helps to build a better bond. And it also gets you out of a lot of things. Because I know a lot of you guys have a honey-do list. And sometimes that is the quiet time together. Your wife wants to tell you what she wants to do around the house, what she has. All that is compromise. Sometimes that's how you get it done. You know, that's when you spend your time together. But having that quiet time together, or quality time, some people say QT time, is very, very important, especially for communication, because men and women think differently. Number 9 on my list is going to be ask and do not assume. It's very, very important for you to ask someone and do not assume what they mean by their words. If you don't understand what they're saying, or you get a text, because text is subject to your own energy. If your energy is off at that time and someone texts you, it can sound the same. Hello, hello, hello. Like, it's subject to how you feel. But if you ask the person, well, what did you mean by that? Well, how were you feeling when you said this, or how were you trying to come across? Because a lot of times we assume things, and it's a lot of unwanted and unneeded energy spelled just trying to be heard, because there's a big assumption going on. And if you're involved with someone, it could be a brother, mother, sister, and you're engaged in conversation at that time, and they assume the worst all the time, there needs to be clarity. So asking instead of assuming will bring a moment of clarity. And of course, if there's a breakdown, then there's a breakdown. It takes two. So it can't just be you, and it can't just be them. Both of you guys have to be sure. Do not assume. So we've come to the last point on my list. Like I said, this is Twan's top 10. And the last one on my list is never, ever, ever raise your voice. Do not yell. Do not shout. It's no need for it. It's less stress. It's very, very peaceful. You get more efficacy out of the conversation, more understanding. But do not raise your voice. There's so many miscommunications in raising it, because at that time you're displaying anger, you're displaying disgust, you could be displaying hurt. But you should never raise your voice, because there's a more sophisticated and classy way of getting your point across. And that's just a simple conversation. Just talk to them. And it will help you with all the bonding. If you take the list and you apply it to your relationships, the bond will help you achieve. One will help achieve the other. So I thank you for tuning in again. Twan's Top 10 List here on Perfect Sense, brought to you by Frisbee TV. I would like for you guys to like, and don't forget to subscribe. More content coming soon. Remember, stay blessed, less stress, and let God do the rest. I'm out.
Sound of this beat is so profound to me. It's so soulfully sold, so undoubtedly. He gave me the shoulders to put the world on him. Yeah, my kids on this rock, man, so I can hold them. God gave me these eyes so I can see the vision. Equip me with all the right tools so I keep winning. Keep fasting and praying. Now that's the key. Put your feet in the sand and take a walk with me. Highly blessed and highly favored, and some are hated. They won't like my opinion. They say it's overrated. Now choose 1 through 10, or it's A to Z. You good on any list, long as it come from me. This is a disclaimer and not a guarantee. My highly rated opinion make perfect sense to me. It's the perfect sense. The perfect sense. My highly rated opinion make perfect sense to me.